Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Indie Super Show here on the Damage 365 Radio Network. I am your host, Coach Kev. I am live in studio with Nick the Beard and JT. Nick, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a little under the weather, so if I sound a little hoarse, that's why. But of course, I'm still here.
Horse, of course. JT, welcome back.
Glad to be back.
That's it.
That's it. I'm always here.
All right.
I'm always here. In spirit, I'm always here.
He's here in spirit.
The real number 8.
The real number 8 is in the house. And, man, we got a lot to go over today.
That's why we're starting a little bit earlier than normal.
Recap of Legends of the Ring Fan Fest and Conventions this past weekend in Monroe, New Jersey.
Not this past weekend, yesterday.
Yeah, well, the weekend's over to some, so,
Possibly.
you know, we're still winding down. And it was a major step forward for the business of Damage 365 Radio and the network.
Unbelievable.
And, you know, we'll get more into it a little later. And we kind of did our grand tour with, you know, WWE Hall of Famer Cowboy Bob Orton.
Unbelievable time.
Valkyrie Women's Champion. And
Casey Carlisle.
Superstar in the indie circuit, Casey Carlisle. And ECW Hardcore Legend, Justin Credible. And we just had a hell of a time. Capped it off last night with Warriors of Wrestling live from Staten Island, New York, and a lot of great hospitality extended our way and the way of our guests from many businesses and places in Staten Island, New York. We'll thank them a little bit later. We'll get into that. And, of course, we want to thank them because it was something they didn't have to do, but they did. It was awesome.
Multiple places.
Taking care of a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was pretty awesome. We got a couple birthday shout-outs we want to get to, and around 5:30 we should be joined by former Shine. I want to say former, but first ever Shine champion Bonnie Maxon will give us a call. She also was with TNA for a little while. Someone that we might be interested in bringing in sooner or later to one of the conventions. And I guess we could break out the news of a little later of who we'll be bringing to Big Event, which in March. Not this November, but next one in March. That would be the very first Saturday in March, which is March the 5th. And as per request of us.
Yeah, we didn't request anybody. They requested us, which is kind of awesome, actually.
So, someone who hasn't been in the New York area in almost a decade at a convention, and we're looking forward to it. Of course, we'd like to add a name to that list as well, and then we'll see who from the indie circuit we'll bring with us as well.
Exactly.
We like to get out those indie wrestlers and get them exposed at a more crazier venue, a lot more people, and a lot more things going on. But all of you have had the experience of some way, somehow of conventions or live events and things like that. So how all those people around a certain name can help their career.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you bring in, like we did, you bring in a Hall of Famer like Cowboy Bob Orton paired with an ECW legend like Justin Credible, and then you have an indie women's champion now.
Well known too.
You're well known.
She doesn't like to admit it, but
she's well
people
known.
Know who she is.
You pair the three of them together, it gives you a wide variety of talent at our table. You have the Hall of Famer, you have the hardcore legend, and then you have the, not even the up and coming, but she's the Valkyrie Women's Champion. Mm-hmm. It just gives you every aspect that you can ask for out of 3 talent.
Yep, I agree. So let's get into our birthday birthday part of the show, and then when we come back from commercial break, we'll get right into recap of Warriors, but most importantly, our experience at Legends of the Ring.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. So sit back, relax, give us a little bit of your football Sunday, and little break in between games, and we'll entertain you for a little bit. I'm sure.
Of course.
I promise.
For anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today, happy birthday to you.
And if you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for you.
We got some birthday shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday goes out there to Damage outfielder number 00, but number 1 in our hearts, Tammy Costanzo. Happy birthday to the Quarter Jew. Happy birthday goes out to Damage alum, former outfielder number 21, Al Wolkowitz. Happy birthday, Al. And happy birthday to one of the originals from 1994, and he played again in 1998. Damage alum number 15, former infielder William Ambio Jr. Happy birthday, Tammy, Al, Will, and everybody celebrating their birthday the last 2 weeks because we were off last week.
Yep.
And happy birthday to you all.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Suppy World, coming to you straight from the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. This is the greatest tag team in New York City. Hell, the greatest tag team in professional wrestling, the Scumbag Nation. I am Rude Boy Riley.
And I am the American Nightmare, Logan Black.
Like I said, here we stand in the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. It is located in the English Town Flea Market, Green Building Booth 35.
And I'll tell you, they sell all things related to wrestling, my friends. They got kids and adult t-shirts and lucha masks, DVDs from all over the world, action figures, tickets to local indie events. Hell, they'll probably sell you a kitchen sink if you ask for it.
And if you want that kitchen sink, if you've got some dirty dishes, make sure to like them on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc.
Once again, this is the Scumbag Nation reminding you, if you want anything that has to do with wrestling, there's no better place to go than Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore.
Thanks again, Rude Boy Riley
and Logan Black.
WarriorsOfWrestling.com. See roster profiles of past and present Warriors of Wrestling stars. Over 50 highlight videos of Warriors of Wrestling events, full-length matches, order tickets to future Warriors of Wrestling events, and an extensive DVD collection featuring past events, compilations, documentaries, and much, much more. Only at WarriorsOfWrestling.com.
This is the War Machine Rhino, the last ever ECW World Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Keep listening, or you'll get gored in half.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back with Nick and his sniffles.
I know. I was about to blow my nose, and I was like, we're about to go on the air, so I'm going to skip that for a minute.
It's going to sound like you're speaking through a garden hose. So.
I
sound like Axl Rose soon.
Yeah. I hope Axl's okay. Let's hope he's feeling well.
Yeah, you know who well, maybe you guys hope he feels well. X-Pac, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if those of you who are on Facebook, most of you are. If you saw the post that Mick Foley made about X-Pac. He was in a match Friday night, if I remember correctly, and he actually tore both his pectoral muscle and his bicep. If you're on Facebook, go to Mick Foley's page. He posted it. It is a very disturbing picture of his pec and his his pec and his bicep. It was brutal. I give him credit for finishing the match. I mean, he's a tough guy. Everybody has their opinions on on X-Pac, Sean Waltman, whatever you want to call him. But hey, to finish a match with both a torn pectoral and a torn bicep, I give him all the credit in the world, and I hope he feels better and heals quickly.
Yeah, and I just hope that some of that pain affects his mouth, so he'd stop talking.
Well, let's also hope that he heals without the aid of certain things.
That's the problem. That's
not
the problem.
Just him, though.
No, it's the problem throughout wrestling and throughout sports. Some of these guys get hooked on certain things, and it's a battle and a struggle their whole life, and then you have a major injury, and then what's the first thing a doctor prescribes? Pain medication. And muscle relaxers. And now you're like, oh crap. I struggled my whole life to stay away from this stuff. Now the doctor's telling me to take it. Do I deal with the immense pain and just take some Tylenol or ibuprofen, or do I do what the doctor says and take a chance that boom, I'm hooked again?
And that's why I give a lot of credit to a guy like CM Punk, who or other individuals who are straight edge and don't take prescription medication in general, whether they have an injury or not. They suck it up and just go with it. And I give people like that a lot of credit, because I have an injury right now too, and I could barely make a day go by without having to take some kind of medication to make myself feel better. So I give guys like that who are straight edge and don't go with any drugs, even prescription medication at all, I give them a lot of credit.
I don't know. What's your feel on that?
I think if the doctor prescribes you pain medication and you don't take it, you are crazy. There's a reason he's prescribing it and a reason he's a doctor.
But you don't think sometimes the doctors are very quick and too quick to start handing out these pills?
Oh, sometimes they are, but like I said, there's always a reason for it.
You don't think maybe they should do a little research on the
individual,
on the patient that they're issuing these drugs to, and
well, maybe they should and give them like maybe a generic version.
Well, that's what a lot of hospitals do, and then you'll go to your normal doctor, and then your doctor, who more than likely has seen you a decent amount of times, knows what your past medication history has been and how many refills you've done and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, if you get a 30-day supply and you're coming in for a refill after 12 days is a problem,
Exactly.
And that's when a doctor needs to put a stop to it, not say,
well, you're not allowed to. They're not allowed to give you a refill.
They're not allowed. They're not allowed to do a lot of things. And we see in the news a lot of doctors get in trouble with that little prescription pad.
Exactly. And that's why certain wrestlers may, or just athletes in general, may go to certain doctors, whether it's their own doctor or another doctor,
or
Mexico, that they know will write a prescription pad, or loosey-goosey with the prescription pad, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we always say there's a way around everything. We talked about steroids in baseball.
Yeah.
We actually started this network, talking about A-Rod.
Yep.
Almost 3 years ago.
Yep.
Juicehead.
And
Juicehead, yep.
Yeah, we saw an most awesome shirt yesterday. It said A-Fraud on the front. And on the back, it was a number 13, but the 1 was a hypodermic needle.
It was it was awesome.
And he bought it in Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Not at the Hall of Fame, but in the town of Cooperstown, which is hilarious. I
need to drive up to I know my girlfriend and I were going to drive up to Cooperstown soon, so I want to actually...
You got to let me know when that's happening.
Yeah.
I
actually want to drive up to Cooperstown, and that is a shirt I will buy. Because people will be like, oh, you're a Yankee... Oh, no, never mind, you're not.
He was walking towards me, and I saw the A, and then I was like... And I looked and it said fraud. And I was like, A-Fraud. I was like... Is it really an A-Rod shirt?
Yeah, and then you saw the back.
And then he walked by, and it was hysterical. And then, of course, we stopped him.
And we pointed it out to Dan, too.
Yeah, and we gave him kudos for having that cool shirt. And we were like, yeah, we're Met fans. And they turned around and they're like, yeah, us too. So, hey, not to pick on A-Rod, whatever. He supposedly cleaned his act up. He had a great bounce back year, but you could definitely see the significant difference between being on him and off of him.
And I mean, I could freaking take a piss over the right field fence, and in that.